Oh geez, guys. Good evening. Happy fucking Sunmun. Hope you guys are having a wonderful evening so far, guys. Tonight we're going to be doing some more Dead by Daylight. Excuse me, not Dead by Daylight. Overwatch 2. Just arguing with people on Twitter. Survivors on Twitter, which is fucking hilarious. Well, Overwatch 2 has its own slew of problems, guys. Dead by Daylight is literally the only game in which people, like, one side has a huge advantage and they just don't talk about it because it's like part of the majority. Basically the majority, and it's us versus them mentality, and people are like, no, it's not us versus them, it's perfectly balanced, and you're like, yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not. And right now they're trying to get like the meta nerfed, which is the handful of gen regression perks that are left. They don't want to get rid of them. Yeah, which is hilarious in of itself. I don't know what they expect killers to do, but that's once again apparently not their problem. It's the killer's problem. So yeah, I guess they expect to play against no one because the game's not remotely viable. But it doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter because they're survivors. Oh, I woke up from a nap, guys. I had to take a nap after I came back. Got some coffee in the coffee pot. Well, not in the coffee pot, in the cave cup. All sorts of good things. Yeah, for some reason Twitter doesn't notify me when I get, well, I have it turned off on my phone, but like it doesn't even notify me that there's a reply, which is kind of weird, unless I click on notifications, which I generally don't do, so. Good, I'm not against being detached from social media, because you can waste an inordinate amount of time arguing with someone that doesn't give a shit, but if other people are watching, I'm definitely willing to participate in that, as it turns out. Good. Ah, yes. Good evening, though, guys. I look a little bit shiny. That is definitely because one of my lights isn't on right now. I don't get my coffee, guys. I will be right back. I also have to throw my clothes in the dryer. 1 second. Alrighty, guys. Good. Good. So, yep, we're going to be doing some Overwatch 2 tonight, guys. But first, we're going to take a look at the tubes, see what's going on there, and go from there, yeah. So I had family events going on today, guys, and as such, I got on late here. That'll happen. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's definitely a problem with Overwatch 2 servers. They have new ones, and they're actually pretty terrible. I haven't made a post on it yet, but I intend to. See what happens on the forums. Good. Mm-hmm. Lots of stuff going on. Yeah, today basically was all family time for me, for the most part. I had belated Christmas with extended family because no one was available for Christmas, obviously. People have their own lives and their kids and stuff, and you have to put stuff off and reschedule, right? Or you end up doing 5 million Christmases on the same day, which no one enjoys, so. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Yeah, but got back. I was super lethargic. Took a couple hour nap, and here I am. Let's see what's going on in the tubes. I hate this. My fucking windows got reorganized. And there's no way, by the way, once they're in like tabs like this, there's no way to reorganize them. Like, I can't move this to the top. The critical drinker reflects. I hate not synopsises. Where they go back through and they look at stuff from the year past. This is like super easy content, and it's pretty boring in my opinion. It's like for people that don't remember what the guy just did for the rest of the year, I guess, maybe? I don't know. Not really interesting. I was wrong, AMD's in big trouble. Oh, so apparently, I do like Project Farm. Apparently, there's a problem with the vapor chamber from AMD. AMD's new cooler. Vapor chamber has problems, which we will take a peek at here real quick. I mean, the worst case scenario is if they start... What happened to his old content for the 7900 XTX? He had a new video. Oh, he said, I guess this is not flagged as me watching. Jesus Christ, holy fucking shit.
Hi and welcome back to a new video today.
We watched this already, we're not going to watch this. I believe that was just about the fact that he couldn't duplicate the problem. Let's take a look at this. Good evening, Unhuman. Hope you're having a wonderful new year.
Hi and welcome back to a new video. Again, 7900 XTX.
Not that really things that changed in 24 hours, so sound a little under the weather. I don't know. So I've always had this like weird thing when I go to sleep is sometimes like my voice drops like 3 octaves when I go to sleep, and I wake up I'm like in a super relaxed mood sometimes, and it kind of reflects that in my voice and my persona or my not libido. Not libido. But, mood, I guess you could say. Just in general, in the way I act when I wake up. I might also have sleep apnea, so that could also be it too. I don't really know. But yeah, like, my voice will drop like 4 octaves or something, and I just sound like really, really gruff and, chill. And that's pretty normal when I first wake up. So, and I just woke up from a nap like 30 minutes ago. So, as it turns out, as I mentioned before, I just, after the family get together, I took a nap, and here I am. So that was only a couple hours. Just a blood clot in my brain. Don't worry about it. We're gonna take a look at this though. This I believe is on the vapor chamber cooler for the XTX cards. We'll see.
This entire topic regarding the 7900 XTX cards. Back then, I only had one card, and I assumed that it was a mounting pressure or thermal paste spreading problem, which is like totally not the case. It took me 1 week to find the problem, but I want to thank you for all the comments, which kind of motivated me to dig deeper into the entire topic. But let's get to this step by step.
I thought it was
Hetzner is a leading hosting provider and data center operator in Europe with hundreds of thousands.
So this is what's going on right now with XTXs. It's not all of them, by the way. Everyone's freaking out about it, as they do, because content creators will be super alarmist right away because that's how they get everyone's attention. DeBauer generally doesn't do that, but I guess he's doing it here, so we'll see. But as far as I know, this is probably like maybe a 5% maybe not even that, like a 3% or 2%. It's on Reddit, but it's not that common. Like, the comments you see on Reddit are like highlighted. It's like if you zoomed in on part of a graph, people will report problems more so than how good the card's doing. So it's very difficult to gauge how many people are having a problem. But the difference is you can usually, gauge the reaction, right? How many people are freaking out about it, and you'll see maybe like a couple posts, maybe not per day, even every other day, maybe one post per day on it. So it's popping up, and there's prevalency because there's nothing going on the AMD Reddits. But on top of that, you're not seeing basically how many people aren't having the issue, right? And so there's a lot of people that are. I've heard there's posts that are saying that AMD should recall their cards and stuff, and you're like, yeah, no. Like multiple posts on or Twitter of people just like, oh, AMD needs to recall their cards. They never should make stock coolers ever again. They're terrible. Don't ever make a stock cooler, AMD. Just don't do it. Don't do it, AMD. Just don't do it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't offer a $200 cheaper card. There's some people that are even trying to justify basically the 4080s. Obviously, people that own 4080s. The 4080 price tag being so much lower than AMD, or so much higher than AMD. They're trying to justify basically having an inferior card, paying $200 more for it by saying the cooler sucks. So obviously, all the coolers suck, right? Because one cooler's bad, all of them are bad, as is the way with lemons. Yeah, they're trying to go from the angle of, hey, AMD should just stop making coolers and recall all their cards, because they can't RMA them, obviously. Recall all their cards, and never do it again, and obviously mark $1,200 higher, so it's matching the 4080, so it can be really an L. It has to be $200 more expensive, so it's really an L for AMD. Yeah, and you're just like, geez, like the voice of reason, guys, is like a strong position in my point of view, but there's a lot of people that like read into immediate knee jerks, and it just makes them salivate so much. They just love that drama. Drama, as we've talked about on the channel, is easy entertainment. People love it because it's easy to do, and they love making drama because they're bored fucks and they have no hobbies and they have no lives. That's the way the world works.
Offers high-performance cloud servers for an amazing price. And not only this, Hetzner is now already covering both via email with 110 degrees Celsius hotspot temperature. 29 out of them were horizontally mounted and 19 of them were vertically mounted. And already then I thought it can't be that simple, that it's just the cooler that's maybe hanging off the card and due to gravity pulling on it and is causing bad mounting contact. It kind of didn't feel right. Then I sorted these issues because a lot of them offered me to send the card to me for testing, and then I just asked all of the different scenarios which the cards were used in, and I actually bought 4 of these cards from these viewers, and one of them was just normally horizontally mounted in the case, one was vertically mounted in the case, one was doing vertical mount on a test bench, and the other one was, for example, also using a fractal design, so it was like a positive angle on the card. So 4 different scenarios, but all 4 cards had the same issue. And yeah, because I probably was going to do modifications on the card, that's why I sent them cards in return. So 2 of them got RTX 4080 cards in return, 1 got a power color card, which is not an NBA design, and the 4th one will get a water cooler mounted once it's available on the card.
Ooh.
But overall, it already seemed quite odd that 4 cards, completely different scenarios, all of them have exactly the same problem. I then marked all of these cards with different labels. So this is card C, for example. And
did he test them before trying to repaste them this time?
Don't mix them up, then I will know.
That's what he did in the last one. They got those having problems. Was he just repasted it right away?
I always know which card was doing which kind of
temperature. They didn't test it immediately out of the box, or when he first got it from the guy.
I wanted to make sure that it cannot be a software issue, and that's why I tested all 4 cards first, open test bench, vertical, exactly the same way I did it in the previous video, and I used Furmark as test for 10 minutes, and then also Remnant from the Ashes as a normal gaming test, also for 10 minutes. In the first chart, you can see Remnant
particle
from the
simulation
Ashes and the GPU and GPU hotspot temperature of cards A to D. In addition, the Asura card, which is a non-MBA design. Cards A, B, and C are in a GPU temperature area of 65 to 70 degrees Celsius, and the hotspot is between 85 and 90 degrees Celsius. It will be a little bit easier to digest if we now look at the delta between GPU and GPU hotspot. Cards A, B, and C.
So you had none of
have
them that were
about
110 Celsius?
It will
Some of
be
these were supposed to be 110, right? Looks like only one, D, is really high. What? Atmospheric pressure, maybe? Is that what's going on here? Because the pressure differential or the difference in Germany compared to where these cards are?
a little bit easier to digest if we now look at the delta between GPU and
This is
CPU
about the hotspot issue. We just talked about
A,
this.
B, and C
And we're
have
just talking
about
about
the
this
same
to get a
delta
recap.
of 16 to 19 Kelvin.
And once again,
because a lot of
in
people
trouble
were
doesn't
complaining
mean that everything's broken. There's a lot of people like that are just freaking out about this, saying that AMD has to recall everything, and you're like, yeah, it's not the way lemons work. You know, you can still RMA like a significant number of cards if it turns into an issue. And then on top of that, they probably can find a way of addressing this that's pretty easy for them to do.
Previous video about the Kelvin and degree Celsius temperatures, it is common in scientific papers that if you have two temperature values and they might use degree Celsius, the delta is usually given or taken in Kelvin. That is also written down in, I actually looked this up for you, in DIN 1345. And it's recommended to use a delta in Kelvin. So for those who were complaining, it is a normal scientific thing to use Kelvin as a delta of temperatures.
But as a viewer, it's not something you want to show us because we don't understand Kelvin. We aren't scientists. So even though it's a way of scientifically doing it, I mean, Celsius isn't less of a unit of measurement than Kelvin is. That's just because it's something that they enjoy doing, like at their institution, because it's easier for them to read. But as far as viewership goes, it's not something you want to do for viewers. I'm complaining. Apparently, he changed this. I don't know if he changed this because people were complaining or because he already did it and people were complaining. I'm not sure exactly which, but we're going to complain about the fact that we're just viewers and we don't really understand Kelvin. So most of us here are not going to understand Kelvin. I don't understand Kelvin. 1F2 Kelvin. It's just another unit of measurement that's unfamiliar, right? 255. Yeah. So it's another unit of measurement, guys, that is unfamiliar with the formula. It is much more difficult for the viewership to parse, right?
And back to the chart and looking at
that's what we have to work with. So
you can see
there's always fucking people do these weird things. I guess this is one of them.
Because the delta is definitely higher with 35 Kelvin. Now, for comparison, also the ASRock card, which is a non-MBA design, so it's a custom card. But it's also important to know that the ASRock card, which has a delta of 25 Kelvin, has a higher power consumption of about 390 watts.
ASRock's also terrible.
Higher power target.
I will never buy anything from ASRock ever again.
And expected that the delta of the ASRock card will be higher. But now we know that software cannot be the cause of the issue. Because if we look at Furmark, which I also did as additional testing, the results were pretty much exactly the same. Furmark has a kind of different loads, so a bit lower clocks and also a bit lower temperatures, but overall the charts look identical. A, B, and C GPU temperatures are between 60 and 70 degrees Celsius and hotspot at about 80 degrees Celsius. Only again, card D has a lot higher hotspot temperature with about 97 degrees.
But that's
Celsius.
still not 110.
This is about the same delta as what we saw in the gaming tests. So now we know software
and this is also Furmark. It might actually be, it might hit higher if he was playing a game because the card's thermal throttling. It might even be higher if he's playing a game, much in the same way that your CPU on your computer will have higher temperatures in certain spots of it, depending on which game you're playing, because it'll clock a core higher, right? So if you aren't thermal throttling, you actually might end up with a higher GPU temp in like the hotspot areas because you're not actually over, like the card will start throttling down and push everything down, whereas you might have peaks in other areas, as is a hotspot is a peak, right? It's not the overall chip. You might have hotspots in other areas.
And that's why I decided to only continue using the gaming test for the future, just to make it a little bit easier for me and save time. Following the comments underneath the previous video, a lot were suggesting that the mounting direction was one part of the issue. So the first testing, which you just
some people were discussing why this might matter is because the vapor chamber,
suggested that horizontal
the wicking and the chamber might be different.
So I thought, okay, let's just build like a test system with the Corsair 5000T, which I already had sitting here on the table. But then I figured out if I want to do like additional mounting directions or whatever, it's going to be quite complicated.
You could just
annoying.
turn the card.
So I took a riser cable or like this vertical mounting kit from Lian. and I converted it into a horizontal mounting kit. So I quickly went to Grizzly and built this thing to make it a bit easier for me, so we can actually do also horizontal mounting tests. And now we're looking at the testing results of horizontal mount. In the bottom area of the chart, you can add the tester for me, so we can actually do.
So this is what it looks like in a normal case, right? Almost everyone mounts it horizontally like this, and horizontal and vertical really depends on what way you're looking at the card. But this is a normal mounting, right? You slot it into your computer exactly like this. You don't sit it on a test bench like this for the most part. Crypto mining is usually vertical like this. But horizontal is the way most people have their computers.
Do also horizontal mounting tests. And now we're looking at.
AMD probably did not discover this issue in any amount because when it was on their test bench, it was vertical. Holy shit.
The testing
you can't make this stuff up, guys.
Mount. In the bottom area of
yeah, so like on their test bench, they're always vertical, so they'd never probably run into this issue, just like in here, right? When he's testing stuff.
Under load, and thus a pretty similar range as a vertical mount. But in the top part of the chart, you can see the hotspot temperatures. Card C and D, so the red and the yellow curve,
yeah, it must be the vapor chamber.
To 100 degrees Celsius and are about 10 to 15 degrees higher than in vertical mount. Cards A and B, so the white and blue lines, will reach the hotspot temperature of 110 degrees Celsius and the limit within minutes. Changing to the temperature delta view, you can see this even more clearly. And you can see the delta of white and blue will reach 50 kelvins within like a minute. And after that, you can see a decrease of the delta. And that is because the cards are actually throttling. So they are decreasing voltage and power consumption. And that's why the delta decreases a bit in the similar range to cards.
But a lot of people aren't having this problem either because obviously they'd be bitching about it, right?
But compared overall to the vertical mount, this is increased by 10 to 20 Kelvin. So that's definitely a huge problem. And what I have to add to this is that in vertical mount, most of the cards were running somewhere.
There's some people that were thinking it's the fucking cable.
RPM, 1800 RPM.
If you use the wrong DisplayPort cable, it doesn't. And there's a bunch of people that debunked that, by the way. But that was actually a going theory for a while, which we talked about.
One card, 2800 RPM. So the delta is 10 to 20 Kelvin higher, while the fan is trying to compensate this with like 700 or 800 RPM higher fan speed. So that's showing that's a huge problem. Now that we kind of knew that
sounds accurate to me.
Direction is a part of the problem, it was a question, what is actually happening?
Why?
Like, is it a mechanical problem or what's going on? Because a lot of people suggested in the comments that like your cooler, due to gravity, is pulling on the card. So if you would assume that
I guess
the
it's
mounting
due to
pressure
wicking,
is not high enough,
so it has to do with how the vapor chamber is filled and how it actually capillaries out the liquid.
Pulling on the cooler and thus increasing the gap between
Maybe.
the GPU and the cooler.
I mean, it's more.
Will have bad
That's more possible than a fucking
this,
cable.
I laser cut this little acrylic piece right here, which allows me to test a card horizontally, like placing the cooler directly on the acrylic stand. This way, the gravity will no longer be an issue, but we again can test horizontal mount. At the same time, there will be no load on the part of the PCB of the connector and also on the I/O shield, because theoretically speaking, if your card is like horizontally mounted, there could be some tension on the PCB right here, which could also cause a bad cooler mount.
Stargate?
So to eliminate all of these,
It's a Stargate tattoo, isn't it?
I was using in the next step the acrylic stand for additional horizontal mount testing without or with eliminating.
I know it's a big thing, by the way, guys, for content creators to get sleeves. I don't think I'd ever do that to myself. I'm not against.
Even though
I'm not against tattoos, but I don't think I'd ever do one.
Pulling on the cooler, the result is still the same.
Even if it's for content.
With the acrylic stand,
not that you couldn't come up with something to put on yourself, but honestly, if it's like a fad, I'm not really into that. Like, that'd have to be something I really want.
Downclocking and throttling. That is something
I'm not going to do it because everyone else thinks it's cool.
View, because you can see that the power consumption.
But that's also why I'm not a big content creator. So
lower than normal. At this point, I also added card X back into the chart, which is the card I used in the previous video. And that's the only card at that time I had opened. So I just wanted to start with this card if I'm just doing some modifications, instead of just opening up all cards at the same time. So that's why I added card X back into the chart, which is green from now on. In the next step, I decided to look more closely at the cooler and how they made the entire mechanical design. The cooler mainly consists of two parts. The first one is the fin stack with the vapor chamber that is responsible for cooling both GPU and also the memory. So that's all dissipated over the vapor chamber.
I wonder
Above
if he's going
that,
to test
we have
pressure.
this, what I'm going to call mid plate.
So,
the mid plate is sitting
Gamers Nexus actually can test this.
on the
This
vapor
would
chamber,
actually
but
matter.
it's only
And
responsible
I don't
for
think
cooling
they're.
the VRM.
I don't
so
think
it's
they're
not
actually
really that
doing like they have like actual content they can make right now, and they're doing the fucking Linus thing, which is, they're just doing really stupid shit. Where they're just making like burn pieces and stuff, and they aren't really like random stuff. They aren't making videos on the 7000 series. Like they could literally test. They could test the mounting pressure of the GPU. They have tools for this, expensive tools to do this, and they aren't doing it. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck Gamers Nexus is doing, guys, but holy shit, they just went down. They're turning into like not tabloid status, but like they're turning into a normal tech. This is like CNET at this point. I'm not really interested in bullshit that Gamers Nexus is saying. Like they built their brand name. They used to do a lot of reviews and shit like that, and now it's just turning into, hey, look at this prototype super secret PlayStation. It's a dev unit. Wow, you guys will never be able to play on this, but it's so amazing. You know, and you're like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing over here? Like they could literally test this issue, and they aren't. And maybe it's because it's New Year's, but they're pumping out content. It's just nothing to do with the 7000 series, which is the stuff that we're all interested in. It's like one of the reasons I watch their channel is because of their hardware reviews. So where the fuck are their hardware reviews, guys?
important. But on the
Come
other
and go,
hand,
guys.
mechanically it's important because most of the PCB is mounted to this. And also the cooler, like the fans from the backside. But then I thought, because you have these like standoffs on here where you put the PCB on it directly.
I guess my brother dropped off some
so let's say
candies
they're 1
before he
millimeter
left.
too high, then the PCB might sit too high and the GPU might have bad contact. So
Crema.
I was doing like the same testing again with 10 or 15
Caramel.
minutes, which is
These are
fine.
from,
like not
Switzerland,
cooling
I
the
believe?
VRMs for 15 minutes is totally okay. So I was doing the same testing again without the mid plate. But again, the result stays the same. Also without mid plate, we will reach 110 degrees Celsius hotspot within minutes. So there's no improvement. And if this was the problem, we should definitely see a change. But that was not the case. While disassembling the card several times, I
So he's tearing down
also
different
noticed
pieces?
these standoffs on the vapor chamber itself. And you could get the impression that they might be too high, which is something that also Igor Slap thought in the article he released on the day when I'm actually shooting this video. And he also thought that a washer mod could fix this. And I thought exactly the same, that this could be a possibility. So I added some washers on the card that would provide additional height and clearance to these standoffs and also increase the mounting pressure. But I can add the chart quickly, but it did not change anything. The temperature for me was still exactly the same. The behavior did not change. So it basically left me with two theories. Either the vapor chamber itself has a problem or the standoffs are just way too high. And if they would be way too high, then just making them a bit shorter could actually maybe solve it. So I decided to go back to Grizzly in our workshop and I measured the standoffs and I figured out that the
There's all
entire
sorts of
height
fancy
of the
tools,
standoffs, including
stuff that being a
cooler, was
YouTuber allows you to
35
do.
millimeter. I thought that shortening them by 1.5 millimeter seemed to be quite a good idea, so I used this high precision tool to make them a little bit shorter. And then I also did the thread tapping again because the inner thread of these standoffs is M2. And after the cutting, it was a bit rough, but after tapping them again, seemed to be fine. So came back here, assembled the card again, but again without the mid plate, to just make sure that this is not part of the problem. I also used different screws and I used enormous amount of mounting pressure. Like a mounting pressure you should not do, because you could also see that the PCB started slightly flexing, which is not a good indication. It could cause damage, and like the mounting pressure was insanely high. And again in testing, it did not change anything. Straight back to 110 degrees Celsius. And at that point, I was sure that mounting pressure or the thermal paste, it cannot be part of the problem.
I mean,
like
while this is going on, he could literally take it and go like this, and then go like this, and then go like this, and watch the temperature go up and down. Like that, very scientific, but it would immediately tell you from a mechanical standpoint what might be going on there, right?
the shorter standoffs, like with the increased mounting pressure and anything, that's just not possible. So back to the theory with a vapor chamber as an issue. And when I did all the testing with like the washer mod and also the increased mounting pressure with like the shorter standoffs, everything was tested horizontally. But to also like eliminate this with the increased mounting pressure with the shorter standoffs, I again did a test with like vertical mount, and it did not change anything. So it was still exactly the same. So I used my self-made horizontal test bench again, and I put the card vertical to start again with vertical testing. And in this case, I was expecting the card to behave similar to what I saw in my first video. In the chart, after 10 minutes, we can see the GPU temperature of about 62 degrees Celsius, a hotspot of 86. Which is not great, but it's definitely far away from 100.
I mean, the hotspot is like is outside the norm, so a repaste possibly could change this.
Spinning at 1750 RPM. So I decided, while the card was still running, while GPU-C was still logging, to move the card back into horizontal position.
Oh.
And in GPU-C, it might take a few seconds, but then we saw an increase in fan speed and also in hotspot temperature. Going back to the chart, you can see a clear picture. Within only 3 minutes, the hotspot temperature increases to 110 degrees Celsius, and the fans are ramping up to 2800 RPM. Interestingly, even the GPU temperature increases, and not only the hotspot temperature. At this point, you could maybe think that obviously it's again horizontal mount, or some mechanical issue, so we just move it back to vertical mount, and thus we should see a temperature improvement.
Every day, guys.
And after flipping the card back, we can
let's unbox this device that won't be available for everyone. Yeah.
So there's only one
explanation. Hey, look at this device that has no relevancy on your life.
It's a problem. And to make sure that it's not only a problem of this individual card, I tested this with all of.
This is something I can talk about with my viewers, guys. Something I can tell you about. I don't care about a random fucking prototype PlayStation. Linus does. Good for him. And it could be that Linus, because I believe Gamers Next is owned by Linus. It could be that Linus's influence his control on his constituents, and that's why they're producing shit content now, but I'm not interested in shit you can find on TikTok. That's not why I watch YouTubers. I'm not here for TikTok bullshit.
Of my cards. And as an example, this is card B, which is totally untouched, so it's not opened. It's still stock from AMD, no mounting pressure change, no thermal paste change, nothing. But the curves
it's because they test their cards vertically, internally.
Again, here, after 10 minutes of testing, I moved the card from vertical to horizontal.
That's, well, that just revealed a flaw in testing methodology.
See a drastic increase in hotspot temperature. After additional 9 minutes, I moved the card back to vertical, but the performance stays bad. So it only leaves us with the vapor chamber itself. The vapor chamber itself is nothing else than just a huge heat pipe. So it's filled with a tiny amount of liquid and a decreased pressure, which allows control of the boiling point of the liquid, which could be water, for example. And if the GPU heats up, this area gets warm, the liquid vaporizes and then condenses again at the cold area, like underneath the fins. And then we have some kind of
so something to do with where the basically heat pipes are internally, the capillary action. So if you can imagine like straws internally, it's where they are.
This means there are like
and they aren't able to work properly when it's
First of all, the pressure inside could be wrong, or the amount of liquid could be calculated wrong. But it could also just be a raw mechanical failure, like a failure of design, because it's also not a symmetric vapor chamber. It has a quite complex structure on the back, and something could be wrong that prevents the water from like traveling back after condensing. And that seems to be the case with this vapor chamber. It could either be a design issue, or it could also be a material issue inside, that something prevents the water from traveling back. I'm not quite sure. I didn't have the time to open this up. Might do that in a follow-up video, but I can tell for sure.
This is what kind of where like normal people testing stops, because when he opens it up, he's probably not going to be able to, because you need like a. That's where you start needing like a physics degree of some kind, where you know how capillary action works, and where you know like cooler design. You have to know where exactly. It's not even like a heat pipe where it's going from A to B. So you have to know how it evaporates and how internally the capillary action with the physics actually works in order to somewhat diagnose internally. So I'm pretty sure he can't just open this up and go, this is what's wrong, because he doesn't have a physics degree in this, right? This is where like normal people troubleshooting ends, and AMD probably could immediately figure this out. Like immediately, upon knowing that their vapor chamber is not working sideways, they could look at a drawing and go, right there, that doesn't seem right. Huh. But one way you possibly could do this and not fuck everything up is that you have to take like a Dremel and go along the edges here and Dremel out the little, like the edges of it so you can lift it off. And I don't even think you can do that because it's like sandwiched in there. I don't even think if he Dremeled off the edges, he could possibly lift off the top piece. So if he opens this up, he's probably just going to completely destroy it. Vapor chambers and heat pumps are very, very fragile internally. And when you start opening them up, everything just goes to shit. So, unfortunately, it's kind of a black box, but yeah, the vapor chamber is broken.
That it's the vapor chamber itself. There's no other thing left. It's also not the surface quality of the vapor chamber.
But it's also kind of curious because it makes it seem like some of these are not, like a lot of these cards are not having issues, right? So even in vertical or horizontal mounting is very, very common. Vertical mounting is something new where you put it on the side of your case, right? That is new. Horizontal mounting, on the other hand, is very common. So this should be all over the place. So it's something that's sporadic and it doesn't affect all their models. But it's still at the same time apparently a design issue of some kind. So it could be the amount of liquid in there that might change, but why would it? Like, what kind of shit instrumentation or production are you doing where the amount of liquid's changing? Like, it should be an exact amount that's literally made for it, right? Because this is a high precision piece of machinery, which is why this isn't in every vapor chambers or something that are relatively new, and they're not in every design because they're expensive. Just like heat pipes are easier vapor chambers, they're much easier vapor chambers, and as such, it's not really something you normally do. So. Yeah, I don't know what kind of ship production line they have where they change the amount of liquid inside of their vapor chamber. I don't know. That's really weird, but...
Everything else is eliminated. It is the vapor chamber. It's only this. This means that the entire thing is so much more of a problem than I expected, and honestly, AMD is going to...
So much more of a problem would indicate that everyone is being affected by it, right? And we know it's not true because... the amount of posts on Reddit would indicate that not everyone is trying to RMA their card, and not everyone is literally just flipping the table out. It's just not affecting everyone.
To be in trouble. And
this is what the problem I have too is with content creators where they try to be sensationalist.
The NVIDIA,
but this, I mean, it's a problem.
Connector, when we did the first videos, I didn't even do videos, but other YouTubers did videos, and they were desperately trying to find somebody that had a problem.
DisplayPort.
So it was like a few out of 100,000. And here we have thousands. We have thousands of people who have this issue.
We have thousands of people?
Insane. And
Where's
I'm not quite sure what the correct move would be, because waiting for the customers to do an RMA when there is a possible design failure in
how does he know that there's thousands of them?
It's probably not the right choice, and I guess
and out of how many people?
The entire
right?
NBA
That's percentage.
Series. This means that not only the AMD cards are affected, also all partner cards like PowerColor, ASRock, Sapphire, whoever is selling this design is going to be affected potentially. Not all cards are affected, obviously.
Did he test
you see that
ASRock?
Some cards are working, but a good
oftentimes stock design is
It
just
seems
rebranded. They just took a design and they rebranded it.
Of cards. And waiting for the customers to do an RMA seems not to be the right choice. So
I mean, kinda
I have the feeling
is.
they will have to recall the entire NBA series, which, yeah.
That's something you do when your car explodes, right? When it hits something. Sometimes they don't even do that. So putting into perspective here what a recall means, yeah, it's not what he's thinking it means. So, I mean, it's kind of fun to say the word recall, right? It's fun to say the word recall, but yeah, I don't really think that's the correct decision here. But at least you found the problem. So
it's a tough thing. That is going to be a huge thing.
Yeah, if they did it.
If you think about the NVIDIA thing they had, and then AMD was kind of mocking them with marketing posts.
Yeah, I can see some shit posting back.
It might be a better idea as a company in this size to just stay quiet. And it's the same thing for NVIDIA.
Oh, yeah.
Should not react to this because it's just very unprofessional. And then
they're totally going to shit back.
Fall back to you in such a huge dimension.
The PR crew doesn't have.
And now
they don't have anything
to do.
do.
For what AMD is going to do. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Pretty curious, though. So the posts were right about changing the orientation, and it's because of the vapor chamber is broken. Well, some of the vapor chambers, not all of them, are broken. There's a bunch of people flipping out. Jaden explained a phenomenon of dry out at some point where if a heat pipe is overwhelmed, it just poops its pants and the liquid never condenses back, leading to poor thermal conductivity. Okay. They also didn't talk at all about this issue. Like, address, which they should have been doing. They didn't talk at all about this. Expected Gamers Nexus to be all over, and they weren't. -5 DKP Gamers Nexus. The problem is pretty much irreversible. Well, most people, if they have the issue, are probably going to RMA the card. So whether or not you can do this as an end user to fix it probably doesn't apply to most people. If people are finding out they're having this issue, they're probably going to RMA it. Absolutely excellent video. Your logical and calculated approach to identifying the issue is great. Accepting and do this first. This is one of the problems with his first video, and I pointed it out, which is he tore apart the card and repasted it before he even tested it. Which he didn't do this time, by the way. But yeah, in his first video, he got a card that was broken, basically, like exactly like this, where it had the issue. And instead of testing it, he just repasted it, and apparently it fixed the issue or something. Because he wasn't having issues anymore. But that was a different card, and I guess he wasn't talking about it at all. It should have also still be influencing that card, where he said in the video when he repasted it, it changed it. So I don't really buy into that either. That was this one right here. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. $31st. Christine? Guy's still playing off. He's still milking the shit out of this video idea he has of powering your furnace off of a battery. He's in like 10 of these videos. All in the same thing. Just in different ways of wording it in different videos. Burp, 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 burp. Burp, 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 burp. Pretty cool. Modern suspension bridge design. Look at that. We're gonna look at that. Best and worst of 2022. Yeah, is this podcast again? Yeah, it is. Don't care. Design these people that thought they look cool, and that's why people buy them. Avatar, the most successful failure ever. I see. Good. Okay. What do we have? We'll take a look at Project Farm tomorrow since we're on late here. Ready. This. Oh my god, I get to change the year on my next one. Full stream. Overwatch. Not in the highlights. We're going to be going back to Dead by Daylight and making some more highlights because Dead by Daylight is fantastic at making highlights. Gaming. Gameplay. Overwatch. Overwatch 2. This edit is temporarily not available. That was weird. Totally unrelated to Star Wars. Good. Overwatch Reddits, guys. What's going on here? Let's see. If you're having problems against Orisa, she oftentimes overheats for 2 seconds once or twice a match and only has 660 effective health. Easy kill Widow. I see. What does Matt make Kiros look ginger during Pachi? Along with post-processing, HDR post-processing. Another part of the game. This also game influenced by this. Colors. Something. Really look like brown off to get easily. The menu. Problem in game with low visual clutter. Animate colors from the area notes filter. Mexican air color. It's time of day. Post-processing that the cake done everything. They had times a day. Mm-hmm. Believe this is a real person. Talking about the bots, I thought there was a clever joke there of voice interaction. Good for them. Mm-hmm. I'm new to Overwatch, but I don't go as so many people are weird about healing and hard on supports. I mean, everyone's hard on everyone in the game. Hence a competitive shooter, guys. Souvenirs should be victory pose options. Seriously, I've never seen anyone use them in my games. Yep. Sometimes there's content that no one uses. AMD Reddits. Strong AMD's in big trouble. So Vapor Chamber has issues. Curious is how often they happen out of all the shipments, because it's not uniform across all shipments. You had to look for cards that were broken. Kelly, Reddit buries all threads after a few days and you see repeat the same questions. Yes, because it's not a forum. Encourages people to constantly post to it, because new posts get bumped to the top. Here are working NBA 7000 XTX results. Yeah. Someone that's freaking out and thinks that their card's going to break just out of nowhere. From what it looks like, if you don't have the issue to begin with, you're not going to have the issue. Inconsistency with how many people are having the issue. Okay. DVD Reddits. What do we got, guys, tonight? I'm playing a Badam? Mm-hmm. Why can't I wear hats? Why is there even an option to put on hats? Who even wears hats like this? Someone that doesn't actually have it on their head? That wants to hang on to it but doesn't have it on their head? I see. Let's killers hit through walls and objects. Rare but OP perk. Should post meme. Latency. I see. How could this cause a survivor to randomly collapse and die in state while working on the gate? Deep wound. Issue is forgetting to mend. See. We actually had a team, by the way, in which a player forgot to mend, and then they just went down, died. Only it was a cheater, because it took them like 2 minutes for it to happen. Yeah, even though they're just stuck in the mend state. They weren't in chase either. Minute and a half. Yeah, it was fucking silly. The amount of cheating, guys, there's not a single game that has more cheaters in it than Dead by Daylight. Hands down. And because the anti-cheat is basically non-existent in the game, and as such, that it causes a lot of people to cheat. Who knew? Okay. We're going to be doing some Overwatch tonight, guys. I'm going to go wash my coffee cup out and grab a soda. And we'll play some Gamaz here. Watch 2. You're back. Un momento. Alrighty, guys. Ah. As is the case with Gamers Nexus, you definitely can run into a scenario in which your parent company is trying to force shit on you and then you can't do anything about it. But that being said, Steve has kind of deviated away from game testing. So, which is the guy that runs Gamers Nexus. And he does things like thermals and noise, but then he makes a big part with this. So. Mm-hmm. Alrighty, guys. Let's do the do. E. Mm-hmm. Off we go.
Strike from above. Taking to the air. Double messy, but we got it done. You are a double disguise.
Bitch.
Increasing altitude.
Maybe. It depends if they actually give you a meaningful reason to do so. I think if I got a new Intel CPU, those have problems without the new thread scheduler, so I'd probably switch to Windows 11 at that point. But if they backport it, or if you know, I'm probably gonna buy an X3D version of AMD this springtime, so I'm probably not going. I'm not gonna I don't need it, so I'm probably not gonna switch in the foreseeable future. There's no reason to go to Windows 11. Windows 10, besides being buggier, there's just nothing that it does, so. It's a grill. Oh my god, it has Grail in the name. It's Grail, guys. Totally a Grail. It says Grail.
Strike from above.
Because you apparently need to know that.
Oh, we're in the thick of it now.
Aerial positioning underway.
I think it's a Mercy main. I see it.
Watch your flanks.
With the pink Mercy skin.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Too lazy to go around.
Together we will not fail.
Good.
Not done yet.
Good.
Making another approach. Ho, ho, ho. Damaging aerial position. I will not waste this opportunity. Dispersing.
Landed in a grenade, guys, is on the ground.
I'm back.
Fucking Anna I need to look for.
Positioning.
Why the fuck are in? Yeah.
You are a disgrace.
Aerial positioning underway.
Objective A captured. Escort. Reinforce the payload.
Repulsion.
Genji on my right. Hanzo. Huh?
Thanks for your assist.
Bye. Almost. Obviously, I don't expect the healers to save me, but if you spam I need healing, the rest of your team sees it, and sometimes you get a teammate to save you, like sit on your face or something, so you can get out of it.
Thank you. Are we moving the payload or what? I will not let you fall.
Good.
I'm back. Concussive out.
Fuck out of here.
Back at you. System repaired.
And they're both dead.
Let the kitsune guide it. The skies await. En route.
Hey, it's Keiko.
Got the payload. Move with me. I knew I could help.
Holy shit. That was 100% meant for me. He's literally waiting there for me to come up.
All systems nominal. Taking off.
Where was I?
Here we go. Okay. Well, that's not happening.
Payload ain't worth much just sitting here. Let's move.
Hello.
Concussive out.
Huh? He just tried to fucking flashbang me. Good for him.
Health restored. Aerial positioning underway.
Their whole team's here for some reason. Good. I think they're following me around. I don't know why they're all in the same spot, though. I guess the enemy was there. Good.
Shake it off. Up and away.
And does not miss at all. For some reason. Oh. This guy, I'm pretty sure is cheating. I've been watching his kill cams, and we probably should start doing that. Miss him. Oh. Yeah. Okay. We'll see.
I'm gonna shove them in a locker.
Like, despite there being a Hanzo, which is kind of a pain to deal with, in the McCree, it's the fucking Widow. Or not the Widow, the Anna that keeps killing me. Huh? Bye. Hey, buddy. Bye. Bye.
Got one here.
I don't stay down. 60 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think so. I definitely, like, if you look at him and just remember when it was brown, or, excuse me, orange? Remember when it was orange?
Scatter.
There's someone back here. I heard clip-clopping.
Let's get the payload going.
Not? Yeah. Waste of time. Backed into that. Wrong angle. It's tough to sometimes judge the angle based on how the dragons swirl. I thought it was going to go underground, and it didn't. It actually went up.
All systems nominal.
But yeah, like when we had Brown on, it was fucking terrible. Like trying to see people. Like look how dark they are outside the outline. Like the only thing you have to really identify people is the magenta outline. But I would agree. I think so. I think the magenta helps a lot. And I don't think I need to change my teammates, but if I wanted to take it a little bit further, I'd change to key lime. Come over here. Come over here. Oh my god, you can't keep pointing them out either. I was trying to get him into the room so I could kill him. 130. If someone was paying attention, he would have died just now.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, like you can't. It doesn't do what it's supposed to, which is make it easy to identify who they are, like at all. Good.
We're outnumbered. Be advised.
We had some weird shit going on. I'm pretty sure it's the Ana, even though like the McCree and the Hanzo were difficult to deal with. It was literally all the fucking Ana. Like almost all my deaths were, or maybe not all, half my deaths were Ana. She doesn't fucking miss at all. But I didn't watch her kill cams because usually like an Ana killing you is like a one-off thing. So I wasn't watching her kill cams for basically the majority of the match in which she was killing me, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it's like brown. I mean, there's orange component to it, but it's like brown. And you can't use that to find people. Like orange, like Hunter's orange is very, very identifiable. That's why they use it in real life, right? And in game, yeah, you can't fucking see the orange. It's brown. Which once again has to do with them using filters on the game, right? There's definitely a filter just over the top of everything. And they forgot to move the UE. When you use the accessibility option to change the colors, move the UE outside of it. So the filter applies to the UE too, and it makes everything look brown. Even the magenta isn't like super bright. It is, like it's probably one of the brighter colors, if not one of the brightest colors that you can use in the game. But like red's not red. Red's like a dark red. Like they apply a brownish cake to it, or like they reduce the contrast maybe? No, if you reduce contrast, it makes everything like white, black. Hue, maybe? And gamma. Game definitely has issues with identifiability. I mentioned this before. My brother actually brought these back from Europe. They're pretty good. These are like Starbursts. They're called Cremas. I think these are in Switzerland. Or maybe Germany. I'm not sure. Pretty good. They're like a lot like Starbursts, only, in my opinion, better. Like Smams were pretty good. Very juicy.
in the work.
Once again, I think we're gonna turn my polling rate on my mouse down to 1,000. I don't think I'm gonna touch it until maybe I get a new computer.
Have to put in the work.
I don't know if it's USB ports on my computer or there's something else weird going on here. I've been using 4,000 hertz and it doesn't feel that way. Widow. You actually killing people?
Barricade on the move. Concussive out. I see an enemy.
Yeah, he got away.
Enemy. Aerial positioning. Repositioning.
Bye. Ah, headshot.
All systems nominal.
They're pushing the barricade.
My mouse tried pink. I think the pink was even dark. That's why I went with magenta. How the fuck did I lose the majority of my health just now? That wasn't a Widow headshot. There's a Widow body with the Mercy. She's gonna res. She didn't res. Hi. Headshot.
No one can hide.
Wall hack that time.
We need to take back the robot. We're outnumbered.
Taking off.
Alright.
Repositioning.
The enemy's catching up. They're moving the barricade.
On my way.
Establishing area.
Fuck's the Widow. There she is. Killing the tank was better than the Bastion, even though the Bastion is more of a threat.
Making another approach. Move the robot. Up and away.
They're taking the robot.
I see an enemy. Positioning. Excellent teamwork. Sniper.
Prep walked over there, guys.
All systems nominal. On the move.
That's not good. Okay.
Group up. Stop them from pushing that barricade.
Uh.
En route.
They've pushed past us.
Not gonna get sniped waiting for my team to respawn. Fuck off, bitch. And headshot. We didn't get to get a kill cam. Pretty sure our friend here, the Widow's cheating, but not completely sold on that.
We need that robot to turn around.
Only when her pixels are within a certain distance. Which is why she can't lock onto you when you're like literally on top of her face flying around.
Helden sterben nicht. Nanobooster administered.
That. She has like a 100 or 150 pixel aimbot. So you have to be like kind of around her aim for it to lock on when she pulls the trigger, or she just fires all over the place. Which makes it easier to look normal. Pretty rare to see Zarya's. I don't think they're bad either. Like, as far as being a hero goes. Find the Widow. There she is. She's definitely cheating. Got a nice pre-aim through the wall there. Good for her.
Returning to battle.
Well, aim is something that you definitely get better at over time. The one thing you never gain is your third eye of gun never fucking opens and you can watch people through walls. That doesn't happen. It's one of the skills you'll never get from playing normally. God. That was AoE damage too. It wasn't even the Doomfist. Yeah. Like he didn't target me directly. Hey, buddy. Want an aimbot grenade me? Call it what it is. Oh no, you punched me in the air! Land on me. Cat.
No one can
And then the Widow. Zarya die? Oh, she's in there. I see. Yeah. Fine.
More to learn.
Maybe even 150. It's like 100 pixels, I'd say.
We need the robots back.
So it looks like more like a normal flick. Oh, she did miss a chain on me, right? When she's on the edge. Thank you.
The robot has been secured. Form up.
Widowed here. She just tried.
Repositioning. Aerial positioning underway.
The enemy.
Shake it off.
30 seconds remaining.
The robot is ours! Let's go!
En route.
Your team is close.
The lead is almost ours. Push through!
Fire at will.
Goodbye.
All Oh, Bridget.
10 seconds remaining.
They've taken the robot.
Good. Good. 30% weapon accuracy. We'll do one more, and then I'm going to go back to 1,000 hertz, I think. It definitely feels like maybe it's my motherboard. There's a lot of fucking weird shit going on. The fuck was he looking at earlier? There's some weird shit going on with my, what is our Widow? You can't tell because the game doesn't show you endgame scores. Thanks, Blizzard. Was this their Widow? Yes, it was. Prestige 1.
Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
It's like they didn't fucking wait.
Strike from
Make
above.
sure you're ready. Who knows what we'll find.
But yeah, it seems like there's a lot of problems with high polling rate. I don't understand it. I think a lot of people don't. I think there's, like, troubleshooting is a huge pain in the ass. And it could relate to things like your chipset or your what hub it's attached to, games, how they deal with it. It's all different. And is the goal of every Echo in existence literally to kill every Pharah in existence, so. Switch to Pharah. That's weird.
Enemy over here. I see an enemy.
Pharah's not a counter to Pharah, guys. You can pretend it is, and once you get it like right up in my face, you're gonna have a tough time hitting missiles. Eventually she'll hit one, as is the case.
Repositioning. Excellent teamwork. Enemy here.
Bye.
Aerial positioning underway.
I believe that was Anna shooting me? Or they don't have an Anna? Is it Genji then? No. I don't know what killed me.
Always more to learn.
Oh, Sojourn me? No, that's ours. I don't know. Oh, Zen maybe.
On the move.
It was like Zen damage, we just ate one to the face.
Up and away. I require healing.
I don't need healing.
Dispersing.
Back to Echo.
I see an enemy. Taking off. Enemy over here. Returning to battle.
Good, 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 good.
Eyes on the target.
Oh, I wanted to ping the Kiriko, not the Zen, guys. You know, the guy that I almost killed. Not the guy that killed me.
Making another approach.
Too bad the game just doesn't allow you to ping whatever you're looking at, just like the normal, when you're dead. You'd be able to do easily with voice comms. Yeah. Eat the shit to the face.
Systems nominal. En route.
They need a different sound for that. That's a big boy. He's a big bong. Good, good, good. Intentional. Okay.
Shake it off. On the move. I look after my own.
Hi. Oh, she's too close. I was trying to separate her.
Enemy here.
I was trying to separate her so that she wouldn't be able to teleport. And get that right away. Auto deflect? Very possible. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it.
That happened exactly when I queued. That guy has never preempted my rockets with the deflect up until that point. Or I guess just extremely lucky, right? Haha. I want to go into his bubble and kill him. Kitsune really sucks. It's too deep. Kappa. Yeah, got me good.
Let's show 'em some
Instantaneous
fair power.
deflect? Yeah, got me good.
On the move.
It's like he tried to do that just normally, just to jump up in my face and deflect just now, if you guys missed that. Where he hasn't done that all game. Normally he tries to kill me first. Didn't even bother. Oh, and aimbot grenade? Is that the Genji? I think that's, yeah, that's definitely the Genji. Kids love doing that shit where they just get on you and throw an aimbot grenade on you. That's some pressure. Got. Good. Accuracy is kind of alright. Good for them. Wim's not so much. Shows how much pressure we had on this entire game. This is probably the deflect, by the way. It over-prioritizes shutting down someone else's ult. Yeah, like instantaneous. Instantaneous deflect. Like, almost exactly when I pushed the button was when he started deflecting. Which makes me think that was not normal. Good for him. Other than that, he looked normal, though. Guess he got lucky. Like, if he deflected, if he set a precedent, by the way, for him deflecting basically every other time we engaged, I probably wouldn't have. I would have baited him with a rocket, but he hasn't. So I immediately tried to kill him on the wall, and he deflected. Only time he started doing that was after that ult is when he started deflecting right away. And then he switched to aimbot McCree, aimbot grenade McCree, and missed his aimbot. This is aimbot grenade.
With each step, my burden lightens.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
Same map we just played. For some reason, Blizzard needs to have a map rotation with their handful of maps. Makes complete sense for the IP.
The enemy pushes the barricade.
Over here.
You're not gonna recall? Might be a new tracer, I'm not exactly sure what's going on there.
Dispersing.
Yeah. Huh? Uh-huh.
Taking the lead. Repulsion.
That's why you immediately hide after you get shot.
Making another approach. Repositioning. Stop the robot.
We must stop their barricade.
Dispersing. Aerial positioning underway.
Stop them!
Messy, but we got it done. Sorry, monk. Group up.
They really need to change that. It seems like there's a...
We pulled ahead. Let's keep up the pace.
You gotta be kidding me.
I don't want to talk about it.
That's how I lead. I'm taking heads.
Oh.
They're pushing
Oh.
the barricade. Strike together.
Nope. 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 Fuck off, Tracer. I have to fucking deal with the... I have to deal with the fucking Widow constantly.
The skies await. Up and away. Don't let them push ahead.
Hey, look, a headshot. Surprise. This guy looks like he's bad and possibly cheating
All systems nominal.
at the same time. 'Cause it looked an awful lot like he was just eyeing me up through the fucking wall just now. But you know. Yeah, no, fuck off.
Let the kitsune guide you. Thought of you.
Their friend, like, toggle harder? What's going on here?
Returning to battle. Enhancing your strength. I am empowered.
As is the case, yeah. I have to deal with this shit on the same time. Pretty sure our Widow friend toggled and went from basically shit to good now. So, good for them. As you notice, the game completely changed in terms of flow, where we're actually being able to push him back to whatever the fuck this is. That guy's still bad, but it doesn't matter when the Widow's letting you down. Pretty sure the Widow started cheating. Ah, look, our cheating friend. This after they toggled? Yes, it is. Oh, look at them hit all their shots now, guys. Isn't this fantastic? Oh, teammate walked in front. Yep, doesn't matter how much you strafe. Hits every fucking shot. Good for him. Was the DPS diff? Yeah, that's what happens in Plat with people that cheat. So, is this the Widow? No, it's Tracer. Still not as good as cheaters I've seen in Counter-Strike, so. Long way to go to Counter-Strike cheaters, you son of a bitch. Okay, let's change my mouse. You're kidding me. Okay, I thought it was running. I thought Razor was actually running still. It wasn't. For ults are asking for death. Yeah, it's about doing as much as possible with an ult, and that usually involves killing a tank or maybe killing two supports or two players in general. Disabled. I shouldn't need to do this, by the way. This should all just work with the program. And there shouldn't be a service that's running in the background at all. The weird thing about it was 4,000 hertz felt worse than 8,000 hertz, and it felt worse than 1,000 hertz. So it was like the worst of both of them. And it shouldn't be, but it was. Bye. Bye-bye, Razor Zone. Way. I need to take a piss, guys. I will be right back in 1 second. And I'll also have a candy. Uh-huh. Ready. Try 1,000 hertz, guys. Back to 1,000. Like I mentioned before, 8,000 felt pretty good sometimes, but then also times it's flaky. 1,000 feels pretty good most of the time. 4,000 hertz was like worse than 1,000, worse than 8,000, and none of the advantages either. It shouldn't have been the way that it works, but it apparently it is. So. Feels different. Every time you change it feels different in game. And it's tough to figure out whether or not that's good or bad. It basically comes down, there's a difference. I know the difference is good or bad. Oh.
Strike from above.
We should begin.
Saw the Reddit post.
Coming at you.
Sojourn. Railgun.
Messy, but we got it done. I see an enemy. I'm taking off.
I said,
Enemy over here.
is that the Sojourn?
I am
No.
power.
Maybe it's a Genji. It's either Sojourn or Genji, I don't know which it is. Ah, Pharah's a counter to Pharah.
Enemy here.
Huh? That's not how you fucking do that.
Airspace is closed.
Oh yeah, Mercy? Oh yeah?
On the move.
Mercy watching me? No. Pharah's not a counter to Pharah, by the way.
Enemy over here. Enemy
My servants never die.
No!
from above. I see an enemy.
I still killed her. That's hilarious. By the way, the worst thing, you never ult another Pharah or anything that's flying in the air. Because you depend on basically your ability to AoE the area to kill them. And you can't do that in there.
Blasted.
Fucking Mercy, guys. I wasn't close enough to kill him with AoE.
All systems nominal.
Getting heal botted the entire time.
Roots.
Oh, didn't come up in time. That's not good.
I don't think so.
Fuck you, Mercy. I think I need to kill their Mercy. Being annoying now.
Return
Healing.
to battle.
So it's very difficult to kill stuff when Mercy just literally just heals whatever you want. Sometimes they'll do that. It's a way of bullying you. Or being oppressive. I don't know how you want to look at it, bullying or being oppressive. That's a Bob. Buddy. We're gonna make it? Let's find out. Didn't make it. Do we die to buses? No.
My
Shake it off. Aerial positioning underway. Always more to learn.
Huh.
Dispersing. Up and away.
Helden sterben nicht.
Oh yeah? Here, let's change the rules, Mercy. Oh, you just ran. Okay.
En route.
Huh? Hey, buddy. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Establishing aerial position.
Bitch, get the fuck out of here. Good. Hey, look, guys, we can shoot Mercies there flying. Six-dimensional fighter Mercy. By me changing my my polling rate. That's something that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't be a thing. Yet here we are in this day and age where we don't have, like, standardized bullshit nailed down.
Regulation.
Like, because there's something that deviated outside the norm for so long, which is 1000 hertz pulling, and just, like, there's just all sorts of shit. It could be Windows, it could be a driver from Razer, it could be my motherboard, it could be my processor, the architecture, I don't fucking know. Which is a shame.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objectives.
Game? Oh my fucking god, game. Oh. And the shit of it, and then our tank disappeared.
All systems nominal.
So sometimes when you're on a ledge, it won't allow you to regen jets. It's probably like a band-aid bug fix at some point.
I knew I could count.
Oh yeah?
Aerial
No.
positioning underway.
Did you get her? We have a copious amount of focus, guys.
Returning to battle.
Mercy's just fucking flying around.
Taking off. Dispersing.
Get her.
Excellent teamwork. Was the sun in your eyes? Scatter.
Get her? No.
Increasing altitude.
Okay, I guess we'll go to the Lucio for this. For some reason, standing in the room. That's not good. Also not good. Fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I thought he was gonna have a deflect up for sure, and he didn't. They just tried to bully me, and they didn't. Ha! I'll take it. Thanks, Genji.
You don't have to thank me.
Get her? No. Hey, buddy. Bully my healers. Hi. All I did was change my pulling rate, guys. My accuracy is relatively the same, but as you notice, we're hitting a lot more shots that actually fucking matter there. So. Don't bully my healers. That Mercy was definitely trying to bully the healers, though. And the funny thing about that is because the healers are generally submissive, as is the kind of people that play them, they usually get bullied pretty easily by other Mercies that literally assert their dominance, or just other healers that assert their dominance over them, which is hilarious. But if you guys notice, if you pay attention to the healers, there nowadays, compared to Overwatch 1, there is definitely, there is, like like a mini game, I guess you could say, or a ecosystem with the healers where we'll try to bully each other, and like most people won't notice it because they don't pay attention to the healers. Where when you have another DPS, you know, a DPS kills a healer or a tank kills a healer, it's not a big deal, but when other supports go out of their way to try to kill the healers, which they don't normally do, because they expect them to be easy picks. Don't bully my healers. Mer, 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 mer. We'll see. We'll see if it holds true, though. Like I said, all I did was change my pulling rate. I reset my game, too. You can see sometimes, like, where it looks like I'm gonna shoot and nothing comes out. That's what she said. That's what he said. For some reason, my key presses don't register. I don't know why. My timing's slightly off. Enemy vector calculated. Oh, my E was up too. I didn't expect him to shoot me right away. And headshot. Close distance headshot.
Always more to learn. Aerial positioning underway.
Wall 80 strafing and flying around. I see.
We pulled ahead. Let's keep up the pace.
Want to fucking get sleep darted. That's why I ran away right away. Yo. I know she has walls right now. Jump me, jump me, jump me. It's like he knows. Why do you suppose the monkey didn't jump in right away, guys? That wasn't meant for me.
You're powered up. Get in there.
I don't stay down.
Stop their barricade.
Thanks for the assist.
Alright. That's what I was waiting for him to do earlier.
The enemy makes
There's
concerning
much for you to do.
I'm not done yet.
Deine Pflicht ist nicht getan.
That's the fucking tank. It's totally the tank. Unbelievable.
Messy, but we got it done. Power.
Robots has been acquired.
mean, all things considered, everything considered, the tank was still, Oh, I know what that sound is. Well, I mean, it is. I mean, my accuracy is completely different, so...
Thanks for the barricade is making progress.
And we played, like, what, maybe 24 games? 4,000 hertz? Fuck you, bitch. You can think what you want. Get your own 8,000 hertz mouse and try it out. There's all different sorts of documented issues with 8,000 hertz, well, before and post documented issues. Which is why manufacturers haven't just switched to 8,000 hertz at this point. Some games don't even work with it. There's all sorts of weird problems. Feels an awful lot like 4,000 hertz was polling at like 250 hertz or something. Hey, buddy. Bye.
Airspace is closed. Repositioning.
Hitting a bunch more aerials too. Including people that are all over my face, including the Genji right now. Is there Anna here? We just basically pooped all over them. And we're getting pot cheese now. Permanently? No. Like I said before, we're gonna have to retry it when I get a new computer. I think it might have something to do with my USB or my chipset, excuse me. It might have something to do with my processor. It might have something to do with Windows. It might have something to do with Overwatch. I don't know. Like just Google Viper 8K and stuttering and see all the shit that it brings up. Some games it'll cause stuttering. Some games the mouse will be slow or unresponsive. Dead by Daylight, I had it on for like 2 months, in which the game was like, it felt sluggish, like it had like reverse mouse acceleration on. It was super sluggish, and I only figured it out like after a bunch of trial and error, because it's not something you think of. Where that was after I got my 8,000 hertz mouse, and I just left it on 8,000 hertz because I thought the game didn't have any problems. And I'd like jack up my sensitivity and stuff. That was 2021 in the summer. Even Dead by Daylight, a game that you think would have no problems with it. Yeah, just weird shit. And there's people that'll say the 8,000 hertz works fine in the game. I don't think it does. I think things work better on 1,000 hertz. 4,000 hertz seems worse than both 8,000 and 1,000, and it's not because of the slight performance difference in terms of polling rate. Rather, there's something weird going on. No. And it could be that maybe if I get a different 8,000 hertz mouse, it will fix it. I was looking at the Atom Palm. The Palm Atom? Atom Palm. As it turns out, your computer is a bunch of working parts that all work in tandem.
Strike from above.
I still have much to learn.
Trying to figure out what's broken is a work in progress. What works and what doesn't. See, I just fired right there at that center table and didn't fire.
Ooh, I live for this.
I definitely timed it properly. Like, there is more than enough time between shots.
My brother wasted too much of his life teaching you. I agree. Really? Yes.
I don't know if that means the buttons are going on my mouse or what.
Hello. 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commence.
Oops.
Escort the
Widow pop shot.
Concussive out.
You're gonna have to toggle. You're gonna have to toggle, Widow. Same guy from last map? It is. There's a lot of shit aiming at me and my entire team was dead.
The skies await. Enemy over here.
Would love to finish you, but I can't.
They outnumber us.
That's not good. That almost was in my face.
Excellent.
And the headshot.
No one.
All systems nominal.
Time for the reckoning.
Up and away. Sniper. We're out just
Oh my god. She had to dash off, guys.
I don't want to talk about it.
Unrelated.
Returning to battle.
Just feels better too.
Increasing
8,000 hertz felt pretty good too. I mentioned when I switched to 4,000 hertz, it felt like wrong. But as with most input in general, you can get used to it after a prolonged period of time. Have some palm trees. Have some palm trees. No. No, I don't want your pop shot.
Helden sterben nicht.
Pick up your fate, you drombos.
Wasn't meant for me.
Shake it off.
We didn't get the point.
Establishing aerial position.
Found him.
Greetings.
They're too close to the point to snipe it.
It's Kiriko. Ho ho hey.
Join me.
Enemy here.
That's a Hanzo. Might be something weird going on there, but maybe not. He missed a lot of shots.
60
Let's show 'em
seconds.
some air.
I knew.
Sucks.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
What's up?
Probably gonna try and pop shot me by being cheeky at some point here. They have walls right now.
Time for the reckoning.
Up and away.
Helden sterben nicht.
Moving the payload.
10 seconds.
Oh, bitch. You dead? She did. Oh. Good. I was trying to get the Bridget in there too, but we couldn't. Parallel to the ground is a bad angle for ults. It's like trying to shoot someone in the air. It's not where you want to be.
Positioning.
Going a tank will take that though.
Establishing aerial position. En route. We need this. Concussive out. Taking off.
Not the aimbot grenade.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Can you shoot my feetsies? Shoot my feetsies? He's gonna try and aimbot me. I know you want to. That got me. The radius on Junker Queen's ult is pretty... She's on the other side of the cart and hit me. It's pretty big.
Making another approach. Are we moving the payload or what? Come here. I can heal you.
Oh.
Increasing altitude. Over there. Enemy contact. Enemy over here. Let the kitsune go.
He's gonna eventually get pissed off and try to oh, there he is. Maybe it's like a pride thing. Sometimes just like with the original E on McCree,
My head's in the game.
like they don't want to use it because like they're a bad McCree if they can't kill you. Doesn't mean it's not good, by the way. It's like a pride moment.
Establishing aerial position. Come on, teams. Push the payload. Over here. Concussive
Get him? Maybe. I don't know what that platform looks like over there.
justice. Rain from above.
And headshot. Okay. That was the Hanzo, by the way.
I don't stay down. Repositioning. Over there. Take this.
Why the fuck? Yeah. I literally just pushed F. And look at my FPS. My 1% FPS is lower. I actually think that the 4,000 hertz is lower refresh rate or lower pulling rate internally in the game than 1,000 hertz is. Because look at my 1%, it's lower. And I go, oh, but you want higher FPS? That generally means that you're not like something's not weighing down the game as much. And if your pulling rate, for instance, is less, it ends up in the same scenario where it doesn't have as much of a performance impact in the game. This is the first thing I pointed out when I was playing 4,000 hertz. Or 8,000, kind of the same case. You look at my 1% here. 0.1% doesn't matter because it spawns. But my 1% tanked, right? Don't know.
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower. Prepare.
And we should look at this again with high precision input as well. Because normally I have that off. It just doesn't feel right. Same same healer, and there is the DPS, the Hanzo from last game. They go Widowmaker and start poking me in the face constantly.
Just one more mission.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Excellent teamwork. Scatter.
What is going on there, guys?
Always more to learn.
Shit.
Establishing aerial position. Dispersing.
I don't think it's far enough back. Love trees. Girl, they're hitting me through the trees, speaking of which.
En route. Converge on me. On the move.
I need this.
Much better. Increasing altitude.
So there are aimbots, for instance, when you're behind cover that won't work. So just like in Warzone, where you have something in front of your face, if you have any experience with fucking around with the aim assist in Warzone, if something's partially obscuring you, it won't always lock on. Fog or smoke, for instance. Because the game designers or whoever is making it knows that it looks really fucking weird if you can just log on to people through smoke and stuff. Got. Not getting squished. Thank you. Hey, boys. He knows. Don't steal my kill. He was one shot.
Engaging thrusters. Passive out.
Not where we want to be. Pretty here we go.
Positioning. I need healing.
Thank you.
First round.
Bada, bada, bada.
Score 1-0.
Ah. Sam's having a good time. He's killing stuff in game. Oh my god, he almost looks like a good player. I know, guys. It's crazy, huh?
No, I have not.
These are so juicy, by the way. Look at my accuracy, by the way. It looks horrible, but that's just spam shots. Mm. Mm.
1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
Our collective effort is leading us to victory.
McCree again. Pretty sure this guy's cheating. So, as I mentioned before, guys, McCree is like the only character that seems to have copious amounts of hit registration issues where it looks like he shots on and he just misses. I'm not sure why I'm not hitting. I'm putting aside the deflects. I haven't done that. Genji, for some reason, is very difficult to hit, even without the deflect up. And aimbot grenade. Pretty sure this guy's cheating. Putting aside the aimbot grenade. Over here could make it. Doesn't even matter if I go over here. Make it in time.
Score 1-1.
Just like we practiced them on. I pulled them together, you blow them up.
I'm not waiting. I'm going to blow them up right away.
Yes, but when I pull them together, then you blow them up especially.
Yeah. Probably gonna die immediately to the McCree here, but we'll see.
This is it. Let's show them how it's done.
Oh yeah, is that the McCree? Nope, there's McCree. But yeah. I thought our teammates were respawning closer than they were.
I don't stay down.
Over here.
Repositioning.
No worries.
I don't think so.
He keeps trying to get line of sight on me.
Much better.
Yep. I know he's like creeping around the edges trying to get line of sight again. This is why I'm doing what I am right now. Because we're cutting him around the edge of the map while he tries to get line of sight. Oh, and he just got pissed off and ran to the point to kill me. Very soon he's got cheating. Like, you notice how snappy his line is between when I'm moving around? Once again, high velocity maneuvers, easy way to tell.
Enemy over here.
but he's a dumbass. Not very good. Zero situational awareness. I'm good. McCree would have immediately turned and shot me with his ult.
I don't want to talk about it.
Once again, it even looks like his misses are hits. They just don't register properly.
Repositioning. I'm ready to initiate self-destruct. Increasing altitude.
Good. There she goes.
You don't have to back.
I heard the McCree fire.
Enemy here. Concussive out. On the move. Taking to the air.
Hey, buddy. Got myself on the Mercy.
Enemy on the objective.
The skies away.
All right.
Play of the game.
Bye. All the McCree guys. Good for him. Mm-hmm. We get some aimbot widows. Are we on offense? Yep. Pray for the aimbot widow that sits on the water tower and just kills everyone over and over and over again. And the game's over. Can't wait. And there's nothing you can do about it. Probably getting pocketed by a Mercy.
Strike from above. High power.
I craft my own arrows.
And insert Blame Pharaoh.
There is always room for improvement. Concussive out.
For the moment, we have a common purpose. Let's focus on that.
No.
Of course.
No.
My apologies.
5, 4, 3,
Thanks for the assist.
1.
Crap. Nope. Hey, look, a widow. Never in my life. Gross footsteps. Yep. A headshot. Cool. Think it's gonna start now, guys? Where they lost the first point? Mm-hmm.
Let's show him some air power. Enemy over here. Increasing altitude. Thanks for the assist. Blasted. Enemy here.
No, we aren't doing this.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
I am powered.
Okay. This must be a pre-made.
Excellent teamwork.
No. Mercy! The fuck is this shit? And die like, yeah. Resident is not always the best course of action. Especially when your entire team's dead. Giving me +1 to my death counter.
On the move.
Like nothing I can do about it. Question, Mercy.
Aerial position.
Hear your gross footsteps, Widow.
Justice reigns from above.
Uh,
I don't think so. Don't give these suits to just anyone.
scary guys that go around the corner into a Junkrat. That's like almost instant death. Oh my god. He literally just got line of sighted by the fucking little arm thing and saved. Bitch! I just fucking went up into the ceiling panel.
Shake it off.
Watch here. Yes. Much obliged. Merci. Yes. It is my privilege.
Up and away. Reposition. Enemy over here. Heroes never die. I will drop to the payload and get us
It's like playing like a DPS. I don't know why. Because we're just moving the cart while he's up there because he's not expressing pressure on the point. Hey, buddy. I need to kill this Mercy. Is there a Widow just killing everything? No.
Move with me.
Why am I not seeing more bloodshed?
No one can hide from my sight.
It's rough.
Hello. Returning to battle. Fighting. Dispersing. Keep an eye out. Enemy down. Fire in the hole. Removing the pain. Justice reigns from above.
Didn't know where the fuck is going on here. What? It has to be. It's either voice comms or she's cheating. One of the two.
Always more to learn.
What's going on there? Good. That was oddly specific knowledge. What? I guess we had a flanking Moira?
Traveling to Nepal.
Here for half a second. Good for us. They get a cheater? They got rolled over by something. They all have very generic names. Actually, that's my team. Those. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunmun, by the way. Good. I'm catching up right now with Alice in Borderland. Yeah, pretty generic. It's like a shitty version of Squid Game. Like, the only thing in it that was actually kind of good was when they're in the prison minigame, which is like deception. Other than that, they're mostly just very generic. And they oftentimes don't even make sense. Like, what they're doing doesn't make sense. There's roundabout ways that they could just get around the game and just fuck the other team. Yeah. Good. Uh-huh.
Repositioning. Greed, forget regulation. After this mission, I'm throwing a party. Taking off. Quick on our feet. Hard to defeat. I will not waste this opportunity.
Defend objective A.
Warm up. Dispersing.
Good. No. Hey guys.
I need help.
Healer's dead. Dead. Maybe we could have killed him if I tried better.
All systems nominal.
I thought if I went over the hump there'd be healers there. There were not.
En route. Defend the objective.
Buddy.
Up and away. Messy, but we got it done. Concussive out. Aerial positioning underway.
No, the bubble at literally the last second. I don't know if that was intentional or not, because he didn't bubble till then. Literally right when my Q came up is when he threw a bubble. But it could be it was just down. Not sure. New.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
Thanks for the assist. Increasing altitude.
My ultimate's almost ready.
That guy hasn't hit shots like the entire game, guys. The Widow?
Healthy body, healthy mind. Checking in.
Zenyatta is
Up and away.
See if we can instantly headshot. Game. Game.
System repaired.
So let the Reinhardt charge that.
Repulsion. Aerial positioning underway.
Hey, buddy. I swear to God, I do more damage to myself with my own missiles than I do the enemy. You gotta hit the fence there.
Battle.
I'd better be more careful.
The payload has
Got hit by the Widow again.
Making another approach.
Guess they got out their gamer chair.
Up and away. I will not waste this opportunity. Justice reigns from above.
Nice guy.
I see an enemy. You're outclassed.
Ah. Good, good, good.
Excellent teamwork. I am empowered.
You.
Concussive out.
Fuck the Widow go.
Check in.
Repulsion.
On my way.
get headshot or body shot? Shot.
The skies away.
Maybe 3 body shots. Thanks, man. Fuck you, Dynamite. That's not good. Very annoying. Bye. Now they have no tank, no balls. Kind of weird that bigger streamers don't advocate for insta-giving tanks more often because of the amount of, well, amount of pressure it puts back on their team. At least any of the ones that I've watched don't advocate for it. Is that a Me Too ult? That's not good. I just woke her. Mercy. For the love of God, Mercy. What a nice guy. Bad idea. Is it Bob that killed me? Was. Good. I don't know what our DPS was doing. Our other DPS. Can't tell, can't look at the scores, can't see anything at the end of the game. Because Blizzard does not want you to see stuff that would make you otherwise agitated. Shame on you for wanting to look at an endgame recap and analyze it. Shame on you. Nope. No analysis for you.
Now arriving at Ilios.
Helios. Uh-oh. Like a Sombra's pooping on everyone. Baptiste. Landing shots just now. That poor innocent Mercy. She's just flying down there. Poor innocent Mercy. Down there floundering in the drain. Literally holding shift, waiting for the tank to peak. Yep. This is one they don't have. They don't have Starburst like this in the US. For instance, this is Cola. This is a Cola Starburst, which is actually pretty good, by the way. Yeah, these are like Swiss Starburst. Very good. I think these are Swiss, maybe German. Anyways, they have them in Switzerland too, which calls Smams.
Select your hero.
They don't have these flavors though. It's a different company. Primo. Iced tea. Pessary.
Strike from above.
You were true.
Up and away.
Five, four, three, two, one. Attackers
High
incoming.
power.
Stop the payload.
Keep each other safe. I'm under attack. On the move. Taking to the air. Enemy over here.
The Baptiste from the last match? No.
Thanks for the assist.
That's not what I want to do. Much.
Protecting.
Very accurate
Shake it off.
soldier.
En route. Excellent
Yeah.
teamwork. Establishing aerial position. Dispersing.
Huh.
I'm not done yet. Taking to the air. Double outfoxed.
Good thing. Oh my god, Mercy.
I'm back.
And you can see the Widow. There's not good pieces of wood coming at us right now.
Aerial positioning underway.
Hey, look, guys, my last shot was just interrupted and stopped me from killing him because of a 15-second cooldown. The soldier is incredibly accurate. Yeah. Not under 120.
All systems nominal. Establishing aerial position.
That's not what I meant to hit. It's fat-fingered my other keep.
Let's show 'em some air power.
30 seconds remaining.
Oh.
Thanks for the assist. Boosting your damage. I will not let you fall. Increasing altitude.
Could have killed the tank. The tank had their, They didn't. They're burning. It looked like they had their invulnerability, or not invulnerability, their damage reduction ability up. It wasn't. They're on fire. That's unfortunate.
Heroes never die.
And last shot. Good. Again. .75 seconds, guys. Saved McCree from dying. Good. Once again, the most powerful part of the Senzu Bean is literally the fucking invulnerability. Which is dumb. Get the fuck out of here. They haven't got it yet.
Always more to learn.
We're outnumbered.
Be careful.
Very certain the soldier's cheating. I'll take a look at this. Yeah. He's 100% cheating. Like, the big difference there was the height differences between where I was coming out and where he was looking to meet up with my character. Missed. McCree also might be cheating, but the soldier's definitely cheating. Maybe not. Good for him.
Positioning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. very certain the soldier's cheating. Oh yeah? Good.
Always more to learn.
My blade is ready to be
Concussive out.
Also, we're on a 37 MS server, not particularly the extra 10 seconds, but the 37 MS servers are all fucking shit, which doesn't help things. We talked about last night. Which aren't their normal Chicago servers.
Returning to battle. Increasing altitude. 60 seconds.
Oh, good.
The skies await.
Okay. And the cheating soldier. Hey, look, guys, basic profile, level 1 account.
Play of the game.
See what happens. Huh. The cream also might have been cheating at the end there, but the soldier was basically the one that was doing everything. Stuff. Cheating piece of shit, guys, and a shit server. That's the way it goes. That'll happen.
Welcome to Oasis. Prepare for battle.
Good. That guy's name, like prostate or something. Tyson.
Strike from above. You're still hiding. When are you coming back for good?
I'm trying to be. Please be patient.
Another 37 MS
I've
server.
been patient for years. What's a little while longer?
They always start happening later in the night, probably when people go to bed. That's to expand the search radius.
One. Round one.
Def-
Capture.
definitely not 10 MS that's fucking me.
Increasing altitude. Over there.
Cool.
En route. I need healing. Health restored. I'm gonna shove them in a locker. Repositioning.
Like, the server seems to be alright in terms of... we'll see. There's metal over here, wasn't it?
System repaired. Up and away. Repositioning.
Thank you.
I knew I could count on you.
One. That was the... That's the Ash.
They outnumber us. Keep it tight. Taking to the air. Concussive out.
Activating healing streak. Hear my bell. Guys, over. Here it comes.
Always more to learn.
The odds are against us.
Huh?
Health restored. Do something. Get in there, Bob.
Score 0.
We got some stuff and things going on here, guys. We're basically dying to the Ash, but the Ash kind of looks normal. At least in the cases that I've seen.
Helping those in need is
But the soldier's definitely doing a lot of damage to me too, it just doesn't kill me. As can be witnessed, he has less limbs than the Ash, but he has 1,000 more damage than her. Not exactly sure what's going on there. Like, he's just not killing people and just lowering their health. I've seen that before where people are cheating and they don't want you to get a kill cam so they won't kill you. As silly as that sounds.
Increasing altitude.
I'm pretty sure yeah, he's definitely cheating. It's more noticeable with the Cassidy than it was with the Ash.
Objective is now active.
Soldier on very certain is also cheating. Bitch.
Always get my friend. Up and away.
Yeah. Good?
The skies await. Repositioning. On the move. Repulsion.
Heldenstein.
Notice the over and undershoot on the tank compared to the other players you're watching. Normal over and undershoot, especially during high velocity, is normal. Amount of deviation will depend on obviously how good the aimer is and how fast they can correct, but you'll normally see that, and aimbots don't generally do that. Unless they're programmed to do that. They all went and hid. Yep.
I don't want to talk about it.
That McCree is 100% cheating. I'm very certain the soldier's cheating too. Good. Let's see.
Play of the game.
Free first. Free or the soldier.
Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Strike from above.
The guy's name. There was one was Thief and what was the other guy's name?
Ultimate's charging.
Attackers incoming.
Diva online. Incoming. Understood.
I don't think the other DPS is in here. Dude. You know, cheaters seem to do this a lot. I don't fucking... Very annoying. So you can't hide? Is they'll just throw free dynamite you? Fucked up.
Time doesn't pay. Just in case.
I thought he was below. Did he teleport up? Used his shadow walk. Good.
Returning to battle.
Holding my ground.
Take a look. Once again, he has one a limb, and he has the same amount of damage as the other tank. Other DPS. Good. Fine.
Up and away. Concussive
No. You gotta get out of that.
enemy here.
Big med over here.
Be it I still have use for you. Fire in the hole.
The payload has reached more to learn.
I don't think so. Increasing altitude. My ultimate is ready. Understood.
That fucking railing. Yeah, guys. Oh my god, guys. And we died to his drop thing. Whatever that is. Good.
Making another approach. Taking to the air. Enemy over here.
Ah. Here, let me go over here.
Nanoboost is ready to deploy.
Everyone has a plan.
Bye.
Feel better? Thanks. Understood.
Uh-huh.
The kitsune is ready to be unleashed. Up and away.
Angry Vengeance skill? Sure, why not? Go back to playing soldier.
Concussive out. Thank you.
For your bell. Oh, Bob's still alive.
Got it. The skies away.
3,000 more damage than other DPS.
En route. Establishing aerial position. Dispersing.
I think I actually made that worse, but I should have killed him. I knew he was gonna ult. God, I have nothing. Basically, I just have to Q in and then die. Or E in and die. Ha! Okay. Unfortunately, their tank just queued too. So now in this match, their DPS, that was the same guy from last time, actually looks semi-legit. But you had to actually start killing people. I hope this was the Q flank. I really do.
Justice reigns from above.
It better be. It better be if you don't give me a fucking 4K. Good stuff. Okay. Alrighty, guys. We're gonna call things here tonight. Definitely had better issues, better time on 1,000 hertz than a 4,000 hertz. This is something we're gonna have to go back to, though. As with when I buy a new computer, new CPU, we'll see how it goes. Particularly, I also need to try this with high precision input, which it didn't. I was just thinking about that. That could actually influence. I don't like using high performance input because it doesn't feel right. But these candies are great, guys. Love them. Ever see these guys in Europe? They're pretty good. Personal opinion. All right, guys. Good. If you're new to the stream, guys, I'm all here for tonight, guys. If you're new to the stream and you enjoyed things, make sure to hit the follow button in the top right-hand corner. You stream every day from evening to late night. GMT -6, right up there. You just stream for 5 to 6 hours, give or take, depends on my life, what's happening, etc., etc. Tonight and the holidays in general have been shorter than normal, but that's because of holidays. So, we should be going back to a relatively normal stream schedule and amount of hours here, hopefully, in the future. Good. We'll see how things go, though, guys. But yeah, I'm out of here for the scene, though. Yep. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching my stream as always, and I hope you guys have a wonderfully fantastic Sunday night and Monday morning. Have a good day, guys.